All right, so kind of like before, like I've done in the wedges and the irons video, we're going to do a driver video today. Once we record like probably 3 shots of data on both devices, then we'll stop with the RPT ball, and then we'll switch over and hit the regular vice ball. All right, still trying to get one to register on both devices here. All right, finally got one to register on both devices. I think we're going to have similar ball flight paths on this. They both look like they were draws. All right, so first shot recorded with the driver between the two devices. We got similar ball flights. They both were a draw, kind of a push draw, I would say. We had 287 carry on the MLM2 Pro versus 285.4. So to be within basically 2 yards, I mean, that's huge. So it didn't register that one either. Let's try this again. All right, so finally got the two to register one together. The GC2's been missing them. All right, so I feel like the ball flight on this one pretty accurate between the two. Both kind of show it with a little bit of a fade. All right, so they both kind of have the ball flight with a little bit of a fade on this one. On the ML2 Pro, we've got 269 carry versus the GC2. We're looking at 273.9. So we're almost about 5 yards off on that one. It's off the bottom of the face. Okay, so on that one, I would say we had a little bit of a kind of a pull draw. It was really low on the face, very bad contact, but at least they both registered it. The MLM2 Pro, we had 265 yards of carry on that one, and then on the Foresight, we also had 265 yards of carry. So, that's the first one that I think's been spot on. We've had some that have been close, but I think that's the first one that's actually shown the same number without a decimal point. All right, so we're hitting on the regular on-course gamer ball, the Vice Pro Plus with the driver. So we're going to try to capture, 3 shots that both devices register, and then we'll compare the data at the end against the RPT shots. So here's the first driver. A lot to the right. It looks like both devices kind of got that. All right, so I think this is another case where, since the MLM2 Pro doesn't give you a spin readout on a regular ball, we have a discrepancy here in carry distance because both devices show the ball flight starting out to the right, but obviously there's a lot more right side spin on the GC2, so you kind of had a fade, and because of the spin, you're gonna lose distance. So we had 275 yards of carry at the MLM versus kind of a cut that only went 256.8 carry in the GC2. So yeah, we're almost 20 yards off on that drive, but I think that has to do with the side spin calculation. All right, see if we can get the second one to register. Ooh, that was bad. All right, so the second shot on the driver registered with a regular ball. I actually bounced the driver head as I was coming through off the turf and kind of up into everything. So that was a very poor shot, and the GC2 reflects that. So what we had was basically a low line traveled. So we got 155.6 of carry on the GC2 because that was kind of a worm burner there, versus the MLM2 Pro still rated at 261. It's going to be kind of a toe hook. Wasn't great contact. I got that one out on the toe, and you can obviously see on the Foresight GC2 side, the big sweeping draw to the left because of the toe hook there. Um, we didn't get that same similar ball flight path on the MLM just because you're not getting a spin reading. So we had 276 yards of carry on the MLM against 278.9 yards of carry on the Foresight GC2. So the carry number was really, really close. It's just your ball flight paths on this shot were not. I feel like the MLM without the spin measurement of the RPT ball, kind of similar to what you would see with the Voice Caddy SC4. So that's going to conclude our driver demo for today. We got three shots of data with each ball. Quickly, we'll review that data. Basically, with the RPT ball, we had one shot that was dead on, another shot that was less than 2 yards carry difference, and then the other one was just under 5 yards. So, I think at those distances and ball speeds, I think that's really, really good. All right, and then with the Vice Pro ball, I hit some poor shots. So they didn't quite read correctly, I don't think, on the MLM2 Pro. Like if we looked at that second shot, like I really kind of bounced the club head off the mat into the ball, and then the spin number, I believe, on the GC2 on that shot was like 400. So that ball wasn't going to stay in the air for very long, and it represented that in its flight path. Like it was only up, it carried 155 yards, whereas the MLM2 Pro, not having a spin reading with the ball, it basically just took the launch angle of the ball, the ball speed, and basically came out with a number of 261 carry. So that was by far, I think, the furthest gap that we had in any of the shots, and that really kind of skews the average number. So really, if we take that one out and we just were to look at the other two driver shots there, you're basically looking at one that was about 3 yards off, and then another one that was 18.2 yards off. So combined, if we average out those two, we're looking at about a 10-yard difference. On a 265, 275 yard carry shot, which still isn't technically bad, but I wouldn't think that was accurate enough to trust that. So that's why it is a benefit to use that RPT ball and to get that spin number with the MLM2 Pro. All right, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in and watching the video. Like always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below for me. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. What we've got coming up on the channel is I'm going to probably be running through some of the E6 stuff, doing a little course play, demoing the driving range, kind of like what you get included with your MLM2 Pro. So if you're interested in any of that, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.